James.
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
And you're listening to Outlaw Radio. What's up, Outlaw Radio Nation?
Good evening, everybody.
Different type of intro for you, isn't it?
It sure is. We wanted to mix things up a little bit.
We're going to mix it up today with Outlaw Radio Nation. I have a rant that we're going to start off with because this has been in the news a lot, and I want to get it out there, all right?
Sounds good, yes.
So Bruce Springsteen, right? A.K.A. The Boss.
He's really making the news in a bad way, isn't he?
In a bad way.
It's stunning. It's just stunning how he could be so foolish.
I saw that he just canceled his Atlantic tour.
That is
low
huge.
Ticket sales.
Yes. I think he knows why, too. I wonder if he is ready to admit that he might have made a mistake. Hey, I wonder if I made a mistake. Maybe I did.
Well, we're going to get into that because on May 17th, a show at Co-op Live in Manchester, England, Bruce opened his show with My Home America, the America I've written about that's been a beacon of hope, the liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treacherous administration. That's what he said live, and it's also in his EP. Isn't that pretty cool?
Keep bringing it on.
Right?
He's just hanging himself.
So on Monday, the president suggested Springsteen and Beyonce should be investigated to see if appearances they made on behalf of his Democratic opponent Kamala Harris last fall represented an illegal campaign donation.
And what is the issue with that exactly? From what I understand, I think I'll answer at least in part, is when that happens, when politicians ask people to come and play for them or whatever, they get a normal pay to pay for their expenses, and they get a little bit on the top, but they don't get millions and millions. So I think that's where the fine line was definitely crossed.
That's
Am I right?
So what they call that is fuck around and find out, because you have free speech to say whatever you want, and Trump has the right to investigate you. It works both ways, people.
They don't think so. That's for sure.
So
they think it's absolutely ridiculous that we're trying to get them on campaign violations. They think it's just like everything else that they're doing.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of double standards. So musicians are coming to defend to Bruce Springsteen and Taylor Swift, both of whom Donald Trump has criticized and threatened. Part of free speech is open discussion. Part of democracy is healthy public disclosure. The name-calling is so beneath us, said Pearl Jam frontman Eddie Vedder. Name-calling, huh? Like being called a Nazi, traitor, fascist, racist, right?
Those words have no meaning anymore.
Fucking liberals with their double standards. Neil Young said Bruce and thousands of musicians think you're ruining America. You worry about that instead of dying. Kids in Gaza, right? That's your problem. And he also said, I'm not scared of you. What do you think of that?
Bruce said he's not scared of us?
No, Neil Young said that.
Oh, Neil.
Yeah, and guess what? The conservatives aren't afraid either. So in 2020, Taylor Swift said this about President Trump. After stoking the fires of white supremacy and racism, your entire presidency, you have the nerve to have moral superiority before threatening violence. Does anyone remember Maxine Waters saying, if you see them out at dinner, you get in their face? If you see them at a movie theater, you get in their face? Right?
And you don't let up. Just give it to them.
Right. So President Donald Trump has accused former Vice President Kamala Harris of paying Beyonce Knowles Carter $11 million for an illegal endorsement during the 2024 presidential race. No evidence has ever surfaced of the $11 million payment, and it's unclear whether Trump got this figure. The Federal Election Commission did show that Harris' campaign made a $165,000 payment for a campaign event production to Parkwood Production Media, Beyonce's entertainment company, weeks after the rally. Probably paid for money by USAID.
I'd like to find out.
Don't you think?
Yeah, there's a little bit more information we all need before we could make a decision on all this.
That's right. So Billy Joe Armstrong at Green Day said, don't you want politicians to shut the fuck up? Don't you want Elon Musk to shut the fuck up? Don't you want Donald Trump to shut the fuck up? Armstrong asked the crowd at Melbourne's Marvel Stadium while performing the band's 2004 hit, American Idiot, on Saturday, March 1st, 2025.
Don't a lot of people want him to shut the F up now too, Armstrong?
I think like they've been wanting him to do that forever. But didn't he also say that he would leave the country once Donald won?
He didn't? Oh,
no.
Darn it.
Oh, well. Hey, well, let's give him a round of applause anyway.
Nice try. And
Nice try.
good old Bruce.
Right.
When was the last time he had a song
Good
worth
try,
anything? Really, I can't think of the last time he came out with anything that.
Hey, am I the only one that thinks that that song, I'm on Fire, is about a pedophile?
How about
you ever heard
Dancing in
that?
the Dark? It sounds like you're doing the old,
Stroke of the Monkey?
yeah, kind of thing.
Or-
and Born in the USA is actually an anti-USA song, from what I understand.
That's what I was told as well.
Good
Well,
for you, Bruce. Boy, you have
So-
such good reasons to hate us. I tell you, we're so bad here.
So I looked this up, and I wanted to know why so many musicians were liberals, right? So since the dawn of history, music and musicians have been associated with wildness, abandon, crazy behavior, sex, and sensuality, and etc. Music lowers people's inhibitions. And this is a congruent, congruent
Yes.
is, how do you pronounce that?
I think you did it congruent.
Congruent?
Yes.
Okay. With the political beliefs we have come to know as the left.
Left.
Left. So anything that goes against, so it doesn't matter if you're President Biden and you're a musician, you go against what his policies are, right? It doesn't matter, you just go against everything. It's the authoritarian thing, right?
We're just finding out new stuff every day at how bad the Biden administration really was, apparently. It's very interesting to wake up every morning. That's one thing.
It's been a great week. So speaking the truth, it's come to my attention, Jim, that we hold back on the show. That may be political in nature, trying to kind of ride the fence. So I guess that's kind of out the window now.
Well, we'll see how it goes. The more haters, the better, because they're listeners and we need the views. So
Yeah, we'll take
all you
we'll
want,
take
I
the
guess,
hate
but-
views.
But we're not going to go crazy, you know. I mean, both sides. We're going to call out both sides, you know.
We had one guy today. We're not going to say who he was, but we'll call him Lowlife.
Okay, that's not a bad
I think that's a
nickname.
good nickname for him.
Yeah.
Jim, did you ever notice that a lot of these radio station DJs look like cave dwellers?
Like that the Neanderthal on that one insurance commercial kind of thing. He was a nice guy though.
Yeah,
There's a
he
big
was.
difference.
Yeah. I heard the word gatekeeper today.
I had to actually ask you, what did that actually mean in today's modern terminology and
Gatekeepers.
concept? So you're a gatekeeper now, so you have the power to decide
Oh, shit.
who comes and who goes, kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
How's that work, Jeff?
I guess I hold the keys to many gates, and I'm withholding the keys for artists. Am I withholding the keys from you guys? We share your stuff. We play your stuff. We talk about you guys. What else you want me to do?
I don't know really what that all was all about.
I don't
but
get it either.
All we did was some research this week. We thought, you know what? Let's check out our competition like anybody in a business would do. You need to know who your competitors are. So that's all we were doing. And my suspicion was that we were really a lot lower than anybody else out there in the Cleveland scene. And I was blown away at how good we're doing, at least equal or even better than a lot of the podcasts. Some of the podcasts are affiliated with radio and TV.
Yeah,
and they
that's
can't
right.
figure out how to get views. And I have a feeling that they were actually watching us.
WKYC,
Yes.
Cleveland.com. We looked up all these different podcasts, all these different ones in Ohio. We spent like 3 hours doing it and listening to like the first 5 minutes and checking them out. All I did was post about it.
They get 9 views and stuff like that, just like what we did when we started off.
Yeah, we started off low too, and we wanted to see where we were within our competition. What's wrong with that?
It's very
Didn't say anything negative.
it's perplexing how difficult it is
flabbergasting.
for any of these podcasters wanting to start a
Yeah.
show like we're doing, and how difficult it really is to break in. People just don't care.
Yeah. Well, I
Maybe
mean,
they like us, but they don't listen. But at least they like us. And
well, Jim, like I told you the other day, I mean, we're doing good. I think we're moving
I'm
up.
starting to believe it a little bit.
Yeah. When you look at the other numbers, you see how well our show is doing, and it's very exciting. And we're just moving up. We got our first 200 views on a show. That's freaking
Fantastic.
great. And we went over it by 11 so far.
And
So thank you for supporting the show out there and watching it.
that's pretty meager, definitely. But when you look at the other podcasters, when they were getting 1, 2, and 3 views, Yes, they know how difficult it is, and they can understand and how.
Well, look at that one that got nominated. They had 8 views on their last show. They had 36 subscribers.
Nominated. You're talking about nominated for the scene, right?
Yeah, for the scene.
And
they were in the top 3 of the. I can't remember which one.
And how many views did they have?
They had like 8 views on the last show. I'm not putting you guys down.
No,
I'm just saying, in retrospect to us, when we first started, we had the same amount. So we wanted to look and see.
That's right.
And we wanted to see where we were within Cleveland and our market and how we're doing them.
And I was quite pleased, Jeff. And you
I'm
were saying
too.
all along, "Hey Jim, you don't understand. We're doing better than you think." And
Yeah.
after we did that little bit of research a few days ago, wow, that was pretty refreshing.
Jim, we're in an oversaturated market. You saw all those podcasts nominated, and those are only like 8 out of the thousands in Ohio. Thousands. They have all kinds of podcasts, sports, and I think we're the only ones doing like music and paranormal. And then we do political.
Yeah, that's all.
Can't help ourselves.
We were just checking out the competition. I don't remember saying anything negative or rude to them about them. We were just checking out the competition.
But if you want us to say rude stuff, we can. I mean, we are outlaws, right? And just like somebody told us the other day, maybe we need to speak the truth more. It's a concept. It's an idea.
No, that's what we're trying to do on this show.
Yeah. But we also don't want to drag down our friends and our buddies. Well, you know how it goes. It's a two-way street. All right, Jim, you want to start the show?
So how do you start the show again? I forget.
All right, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, this is Jay Jones, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio.
You go your way, and I go mine. Maybe our paths will cross at a better time. All I know, it's time for me to go. We were gonna move mountains, but all we did was dig a hole. Oh, we did the best that we could do. It's gonna hurt me as much as it hurts you. I know. Yeah, it's time for me to go. We were gonna move mountains. All we did was dig a hole. Oh, dig it. Dig a little deeper. Good Lord knows I tried to keep her. I'm like whiskey and you're like wine. Let's agree to disagree. Move on down the line. Yeah, I know. It's time for me to go. Yeah, we tried to move mountains, but all we did was dig a hole. Girl, we tried to move mountains, but all we did was dig a hole. Yeah, we tried moving mountains, all we did was dig a hole. Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. We were gonna move mountains. All we did was dig a hole.
What's up, Outlaw Radio Nation? We're back, we're in the house, and we're ready to rock.
Hey, those first two songs, I got to talk about them for a minute.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my gosh, the first band was Sozin. Boy, was that good.
Excellent.
I'm not just saying that. Very good bass. I love the bass playing. And the last song, Jay Jones, I think that might be the best country song we've played yet. At least it's my favorite. Let me put it that way.
Well, dang, Jim, we haven't played Sozin since we first started our radio show. Our Outlaw radio show. Our podcast, I should say.
What, we did play them before?
Yeah, we did. We played them in the very beginning when we first
that's 6
started
months
out.
ago.
That's 6 months ago, man.
And I don't remember what happened yesterday. But, boy,
No, you don't.
Jay Jones, Dig a Hole, pretty darn good.
Cool song.
Great tone on the guitars. I mean, everything fit. It wasn't a, it was very true.
Yeah, Diane Baker, welcome to the
Diane,
show.
how's it going?
She has a birthday coming up, and I want to
That's
mention
what
it.
I hear. I heard
June 7th at the Grindstone.
Oh, yeah.
She'll let us know through comments who's all playing. I think it's like a Grand Funk band, I think she mentioned to me.
I love Grand Funk.
But Grindstone's a nice bar. It's in Berea, Ohio. It's right by 480 Brook Park Road. You can't miss it. I'm trying to bring this show up on my phone. It's not working, Jim.
It's like real close to Rocky River Drive, right there past the airport. You're going south, so it's a good place too. It's pretty cool, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. So welcome back, Outlaw Radio. We're back again with another killer show tonight. We have a good one, Jim. We have part 2 of the Joe Davis Band.
Man, I can't wait to hear that intro that you have for him.
Oh, man, he's got so much stuff, but I'll just mention it real quick. He had dinner with Gene Simmons, hangs out with Megadeth. He's been in Guitar Player magazine. He played on with Slash. This guy's a heavy hitter. His song Hero blew up the charts last Sunday when we played for the first time. It was a hell of a response. It was a boom. It was one of these right here.
Really?
Tactical nuke incoming!
You know, Jeff, I listened to country music last night because I couldn't sleep. You know, what channel is that? 99.5, and all these new country songs they played. I don't think I liked one of them at all. And then I hear a song like Dig a Hole by Jay Jones, and it kicks butt, in my opinion.
Yeah, what do you guys think of that? That's Jay Jones with Dig a Hole. He sent us a few songs. We're going to be playing a whole lot more of those. Dan Baker said, thank you very much. She'll be turning 29.
Oh, 29?
Oh, that's fantastic because Jim just turned 21.
Yes.
Also, I'd like to wish Matt Gook out there a happy birthday as well.
Happy birthday, Matt. I hope it's all going well. And we wanted to say hi to Craig Fugit.
Craig Fugit, thank you so much for coming on.
You're listening, and maybe Leslie is too, hopefully.
Yeah, I'd also like to give a shout out to Mr. Lowlife.
That's right. That's all you need to know as far as identity is concerned.
Yeah, I'm sure he likes that one. Fuck around and find out. That's my new saying for the day.
How dare you want to know what your competition is?
How dare you?
I mean,
how dare
really?
you post that you've improved?
So many people are checking out competition. There's no reason for that. Just go down to your basement and stay in your basement.
Yeah, I'm out of the basement today. I came out.
I let him out. He was locked in. He locked himself in by accident.
I'm a real cellar dweller now. Greasy and ready to go. You just polish me off and set me on the stage and we'll do the show. You know, not as good as everyone else, of course, you know, but we're doing our best. Also, tonight's show, we have fantastic music. You already heard Jay Jones and you heard Sozin. Also on tonight's show, we have the Dorons, the Joe Davis Band, Matt J. Chase, Dwayne Albert's Devil's Rodeo, State Line Sinners, Allison Galloway, and Paul Austin. And we have a brand new song from Mr. Moonlight, never before played anywhere. We have to put it up on Reverb Nation after tonight. It's got to go up there.
Well, good. I hope it's good enough. It's about how messed up this world is.
That's an understatement.
And it's like one example after another. Like basically, if you hear the waves take a tumble, you better head for higher ground, that kind of thing. If you see a flash in the sky, you better hope it's a new sun. But there's one thing left in this world that gives everybody happiness. That's what the song was about. What makes everybody happy? So you don't really know until the very end of the song on the very last line. I'm not going to give it away.
Blowjobs make me happy.
And it's not even that.
Okay. Hey, Jim, I didn't mention this before, but since we started off the show politically, I have one more thing I'd like to tell you about. Is that cool?
Only one more?
Just one more political thing. Is that okay with you guys? I'm going to do it anyway, but I thought I'd
I bet there's two.
No, there's only one.
Okay.
All right. I've seen this a lot on Facebook this week, and I just have to bring this up, okay? Presidential gifts. They're a long-standing tradition, with heads of state exchanging gifts as expressions of goodwill in diplomatic exchange. However, the acceptance and handling of these gifts are subject to various regulations and ethical considerations. This is the news coverage on Facebook posts that are so damn annoying. All of the things to worry about, you fucking liberals are in a tizzy over a fucking plane from Qatar. You know, that country is pronounced Qatar.
And it's actually, I thought it was pronounced gutter. I'm not being funny.
It might be gutter.
I thought it was pronounced gutter.
Kind of cool for the Middle East.
I might be wrong.
I was in the gutter. The gutter. Okay. Anyway, so it's Qatar. That was given as a gift to Trump, and it's going to cost the taxpayers $1 million.
Wait a minute. That's way too much.
I know. $1 million, dude. But they get upset about Doge finding taxpayers' money to pay to have some guy's dick in Africa circumcised for like $34 million. Which it never really paid for the circumcisions. Let's be honest.
That's totally different and okay, though.
That's okay. It's a double standard, and it's totally okay. Liberals. Okay. This is the shit that blows my mind. Liberals can't stand for a girl with cancer, but they rally the wagons for an ex-puppet president with cancer. Hello, world. Gifts to presidents have been happening since day one, since George Washington was in office.
Didn't Schumer get a gift?
They all get gifts.
What gift did he get? Am I right about this?
The only
Did
gift,
he get a Rolls Royce from like?
yeah, and it goes in the museum. They don't even keep that shit. Oh, who knows? They probably do keep it.
Somebody better tell Trump that the plane that we get from whoever is giving this to us, we better make sure that it's safe to operate. I think Trump needs to be told that. Are you kidding me?
Well, one thing I learned from looking at Facebook all week, and it just blows my mind, but one thing I learned that we have a real lack of education in history in the United States. Maybe it's time we take basket weaving out of college courses. What do you think? Let me get back to history and real stuff. You ask kids questions these days about 9/11, they have no idea.
What university were they doing all the dancing? Was that, I can't remember right offhand. The whole place was twerking and dancing. But I bet today they're thinking, oh, man, after they get their first bill in the mail to make their payment, they're going, well, I don't feel much like dancing now. I got to go get a job at some coffee shop or something.
I also wanted to bring this up to you, Jim, before we get into another song. We had a shout out last week that nobody saw because I didn't put it up, and it came really to the end of the show, and it said, "What's up, you crusty pieces of shit?"
That's awesome.
That came from Scott Clark.
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, let's give him a round of applause. I have no idea who Scott Clark is. I tried to look into it to see who he was, if we were friends with him, but we're not. He hates us.
I'm only 30 years old. What is he talking about?
Scott Clark. You're a crusty piece of shit.
Jeez.
All right, so we have some cool shows coming up. I'm not going to tell you what June 1st is. We'll talk about it at the end of tonight, but on June 8th, we have the band The Rising Fall and Another Dead Rock Star from Cleveland coming on. June 15th, Avoid Dead from Spokane, who we just talked to last Sunday, who called in. We also have The Corrupted Hearts from Columbus. June 29th, we have James War from the United Kingdom with Stadler. I also looked up another thing. Remember last week I was asking how long like some of these internet radio stations have been in business? Rockstar Radio in Cleveland, established in 2017, and they're 8 years old. And 107.3 has been around for about 5 years. As a station, they've been there forever. WMMS has been around for 50 years. And I don't know about the other one. We watched their show the other day, but I don't know how many views they have. I can't remember.
And I think we're getting more views than a few of these.
Yeah, well,
to say the least.
Mr. Lowlife out there didn't like the assumption that we're doing better than his channel that he's syndicated on.
They have a lot more listeners, but I think we get more likes and more views.
Yeah, I don't know. I
thought we checked that up, and I thought we checked that out. And
hey, let me just say it now: we're better than you. Yes, we are. And we wouldn't say that and be honest about it. Thanks a lot, Dave Paluzzi, for making me be honest. But we wouldn't say it if you didn't talk shit to us. If you didn't open your mouth and say dumb shit, we would never say anything. We would just go on with our day. Right? All chill and happy.
There are consequences.
There are consequences to your actions.
And I guess there's consequences to our actions. Hopefully there'll be more views and stuff.
Yeah, I'm happy with being hated. Bring on the hate views. We've had plenty of them. What do you think about playing another song?
I think we're ready to do that.
All right, cool. We're going to play, I can't remember now, 2 in a row, right? And then when we come back, we'll be with the Zack Attack. How's that sound, Cleveland? And beyond.
We don't hear you.
All right, here we go. Okay. Hi, this is Jeff James.
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
And you're listening to Outlaw Radio.
So we're all going down to the gun safe. caught me by surprise as I watched the cameras. I saw you pull into the drive. I knew in this moment I could no longer hide by the look on my face. Something wasn't right. Wishing I could take back everything I did last night. 'Cause in the blink of an eye, it changed my life. That's the morning when the shots rang off, the bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I've never seen such rage in your eyes, but I promise this isn't what it looks like. That's the morning when the shots rang off, the bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I didn't know he was in the closet with your gun by his side. You ripped the door open 'cause you were ready to fight. But seeing you staring down the barrel of your own gun, I couldn't take it anymore. Thinking, what have I done? That's the morning when the shots rang off, the bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I'll never know how you got the gun out of his hands, then even turned it back around on him. That's the morning when the shots rang off, the bullets started to fly, and I knew everything was lost. Now you're in jail, and he might be dead. The only thing that I have left are bullet holes in my wedding dress. I learned a lesson that day, and yes, I have sinned, but bet one thing's for sure, I won't ever do it again.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Hi, this is Jeff James,
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
and you're listening to Outlaw Radio. Hell yeah, we're back, Outlaw Radio Nation. Did you like those last two songs, Jim?
I love them both.
Excellent. All right, so joining us right now, we have somebody very special. Please welcome to the show, Zach from the Zach Attack. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, doing pretty good. We miss you up here, buddy. Just so you know.
It's very different for me, man. Working in the restaurant business, I did it for 38 years.
Hey,
That's a long time.
it takes its toll for sure.
Oh yeah, my body's wrecked.
I got something for you though to kick off. Check out the shirt, dude.
Very cool. Check out the new shirt. That's the Outlaw Radio show shirt that we give out to our fans and everybody around the world.
It
One
felt
of a
better than a
kind right
Christmas
there.
gift. It felt better than a Christmas gift, guys.
Are you rocking that tonight at work?
Yeah, actually, I've been, and people like it. People like it.
Oh,
What it
very
is I
cool.
hear. Also, hold things off.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday to Mr. Moonlight. I know that was last week.
Oh,
It's
thank
also
you.
Matt Guka had a birthday.
Again, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I did hear you mention that. Happy birthday to him.
It's a perpetual birthday.
It never stops. It goes on forever.
It's like hellhole or something.
But for today's news, which
All right, what do you
some
got
of,
for
you
us?
know, yeah, I got the usual five, and the fifth one being the you guys and the community question. But today there's actually a theme, which is something that is newer. I've never really had a theme to it, but it seems like the national bands provide for this week period here, and it's
All
called
right, cool.
it's called firing and separation problems.
Oh, nice.
Because there's been a lot, and I don't know entirely why. Like you said, bands that have been together for so long, you get tired of each other.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
it could be a lot of that. So even starting off, I believe you know this one, Jeff, but how Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium decided to depart. So
I heard about that.
Oh,
yeah, their tour. Those were the two that were celebrating 2 decades worth of material, and they decided they don't want to collab together no more.
What
And
do you
just
think it was?
you
You
know,
think it was a falling in reverse situation? A Johnny Racky dilemma? A
Really?
Johnny Racky
It's
quagmire?
possible. I say that because, like, if you think about it, it's funny though because even after that, when they announced that their tour was done and they just aren't seeing eye to eye, off camera, people were still following them around, like would see the cities they were in, and they were still doing like community acts together, not performance acts, but like they were going to different like bars and stuff like that, and they were hanging out together. So even if they have this falling out or different thoughts, I, they just don't want to tour together, but they still seem to be genuine good friends with each other. So that's up in the air of confusion to me. As in, if
All
you're
right,
going to
very
drop
cool.
your entire tour, something happened with them. Why are y'all still hanging out, friends with each other? I don't, I don't know. I still like both of the bands, though, me personally.
We'll find
Uh,
out a few months down the road. They'll come out with it.
right,
They all do.
right. Oh, of course. And then speaking of that, for number two, I don't know how much you guys know about I Prevail, but
Number two.
they decided to part ways with their vocalist. But they just released a new single like 2 days ago. So even with Mr. Burkheiser or Brian Burkheiser, sorry about that, being no longer with the band, they're still going on making new music. So
Hmm.
since they decided to let him go, in tandem, number three, the Foo Fighters decided to fire their drummer.
when
So
was this? Just
this,
recently?
yeah, within the last week.
Who was the last drummer? Did they fire Dave Grohl himself?
He's floating around in the news too. He's still doing solo acts in different places.
Huh.
But yeah, they decided to
Did they
let
say why they fired him?
no. They just it's gotta be money or it's gotta be like some I don't know why you would just drop band members, especially for these local acts that have been bands for quite some time. Like,
Interesting.
you if it was a new person, like at a job or something, and they're just not clicking, I could understand that. But the Foo Fighters, I mean, think about how long they've been around. I Prevail, same thing. They're newer, but I don't get it. Like all of a sudden, something just breaks the cycle. It doesn't, and they just say, yeah, we don't need you anymore. For what? You
Hmm.
know. So They wound up letting Josh Freeze, that'd be the drummer of Foo Fighters, they let him go. And
How many drummers have they had in the band? Over what, 30 years or something?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all this, just within this week or something, they're just letting everybody go. I
Wow,
don't know
interesting.
why.
All right, what else you got for us?
Oh, and then, yeah, number 4, a moment of silence. If you guys heard about this, the drummer also from The Devil Wears Prada was killed in a plane crash.
I saw that.
Ah.
That just happened yesterday, wasn't it? Or 2 days ago?
2 days, yep,
Oh,
2 days ago.
That sucks.
Yeah, and it was the manager for what band?
The
There
Devil
was a
Wears
manager and the
Prada.
drummer.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a drummer as well that was killed in that plane crash.
yeah, the drummer was the guy from Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay, and then there was also a guy that was like an A&R type guy that worked for like the record label or promoter or something like
Yep.
that. Yeah.
And the drummer's name, rest in peace now, was Mr.
Man.
Daniel Williams.
Man.
I wish I had the taps that I could play for him.
Wow, that's sad.
Right, and we'll feel them. You know, Outlaw Radio feels it whenever we lose a friendly member like that. And it's
Well,
so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. You never know. A blink of an eye. Boom.
Well, I'll give him this one. Here you go, buddy.
Look, you died in a plane crash there, Jeff.
Too soon? Too soon?
I wonder if there were any other fatalities in that crash.
I believe
And the
there
pilot,
were 3.
right?
There were
3.
3,
Oh,
yeah, 3 killed in
dang.
that. 3 or
Yep.
4 killed in there.
Coming back from a gig or something?
Either
Yeah.
that or going to one.
Yeah. Coming or going, man.
And so finally, we wrap it all up with the community question and for you two. And remember when I was talking about Rob Zombie, how he was writing that book?
Yeah.
Well, he is back in
I
music.
love Rob Zombie.
As a matter of fact, not only is he back in music, but he's joining Def Leppard as a co-headliner.
Oh, wow.
Right? And he's doing very good, surprisingly, for what it is. But the community question that I add to it is, how do you guys feel about odd collaborations like that? 2 completely different genres. Is it a pass or a fail, do you
Hey,
think?
isn't there a collaboration going on right now with that chick from Evanescence you were telling me about?
Yeah, that was the one with Godsmack.
Yeah.
And I did hear something on that today, but it's not for sure, so I wasn't going to put it out. It's something, all I saw was that it was something with one of the members in the band was going to start going on solo acts for himself, and then he was going to devote the rest of his time to Godsmack. But, quote, they were going to take a year off. So once this tour was wrapped up, you won't see him for a while.
And what's
I
the
don't-
question?
don't-
What's the question for me and Jim?
2 different genres, hooking up together. I guess it could
What we
end
think
up with
about
a
that?
very nice blend of something.
Yeah. Well,
We'll
we
have
did
to
it.
see.
Me and
Like-
you did it with my Cleveland Project. I'm into
Yeah.
rock and punk and goth stuff. You're a classic guy into harmonies and the Beatles and that 70s style rock. And then you got my Cleveland Project, and they're into all different styles. So, yeah,
Right. And
I'm down for
It's
it. I
just
think it's
so-
cool. I think all artists should do it. It opens it up.
Yeah,
It's like Post Malone and Ozzy. That was a great one.
true. Very true point. I mean, it just struck me as odd. Like, Rob Zombie being so much different than the old style Def Leppard, even though they're a little different now. But, I was like, I wonder if that would work out. And apparently it has. And people flooded the concerts to see that.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I don't know. I just figured the community might have their inputs on, our odd collaborations like that, a pass or a fail. Some really, really tank. Some really, really work golden. Some do,
Yeah.
some don't.
I really
Yeah.
hate the idea of Evanescence doing a collab with them.
I
Like,
think
Oh,
they
I
should
know you do.
They should fill in for Bruce Springsteen. His low ticket sales. There's no need for them to cancel out. He should
All
just
right.
rebook.
Let's think of a great collab. Bruce Springsteen and Ted Nugent.
Oh my!
Please.
All right, wait.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Okay, let's think of another one.
Tiny Tim and Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah. Taylor Swift and
Ooh, Jeff dropping bombshells.
dropping bombs, man.
Yeah,
Oof.
Okay.
Oh,
Taylor
man.
Swift and Kid Rock do a love ballad
oh
together.
my gosh. That would be worth millions.
Yeah. It would be
At that point,
fantastic.
he no longer becomes the American badass.
Yeah.
If he
Wouldn't it be
pull- I
great though
mean,
if they didn't get along in the studio and he's like smacking her in the head with like Bud Light cans?
it's
That's
you know,
great.
some people immediately, I think the first thing they'd say about that is there was money involved in it. Because for Taylor Swift, it seems like everybody and their brother loves Taylor Swift. You either really like or really hate Kid Rock, though, for whatever reason.
I don't like either one of them.
You're
to be
right
honest.
about that.
I don't like
I
Kid
know
Rock.
people that absolutely love Kid Rock.
But that one song by him, Bow of the Bow, whatever that song is.
Yep.
Dang a dang diggy. That's a great freaking song. I love that intro. It's
You
unique.
you mean the song that was made famous from Fast and Furious?
Yes, that song.
How about the song he does?
He also does one called White Guy, Black Girlfriend, and that's really good. It's on their first album.
He's definitely like there. It's one of those. He's an icon, man. A lot of his songs, it's like, oh yeah, I know exactly who that is. Taylor Swift can make songs, and you might know like 10 of them.
Yeah.
You know.
How about Jason Aldean and Billy Joe Armstrong? And Jason Aldean is a huge right-wing conservative, and then Billy Joe Armstrong is a huge radical liberal.
Oh yeah,
That'd be a great collab.
I saw an odd thing about him recently. He used to be a drummer. Funny enough,
Who?
in
Billy
Green
Joe?
Day, Billy Joel Armstrong used to be a drummer in the very early years of Green Day, and then he became the front man.
That's funny.
So
I started laughing.
Yeah, like it. I don't know if that would have
boy.
worked out.
I still like the original one, Bruce Springsteen and Ted Nugent. I would love to see those two in the studio together, collabing.
You never know. Think the impossible.
Throw Neil
right?
Young in there. That'd be awesome. No, it
But
would be
yeah,
impossible.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the theme though of this firing and separation thing, because it's getting pretty whack.
Oh yeah, we definitely enjoyed the Zach attack. Thank you so much for coming on. It was excellent.
Oh, for sure.
You always give
And-
the best.
Hey, you guys got to buy the merchandise though. That's to the community. You
That's
guys
right.
gotta
That
pick
helps
up on
support the
that.
show. Thank you so much, Zach, for coming on. We love you, buddy, and we'll see you very
certainly.
soon. Have a great
Certainly.
great job. Thanks
have a
a
great
lot.
rest of your evening.
And
Good night.
Take it easy, guys. See you
All right, good night, bro.
All right,
Zach Attack was in the house. That was
cook
pretty
up
cool,
that
huh?
pasta.
Yeah.
You know, what about Kid Rock? Didn't he do that Sweet Home Alabama song and called it his song?
Yeah, I think he just used the riff of Sweet Home Alabama or something.
How did he
like
get
that.
away with that? And
I'm not sure.
I don't get that.
All right, so Jim, what we're going to do is we're going to play a song, and then when we come back, we're going to have Joe Davis from the Joe Davis Band join us.
Oh, wow.
I'm excited about this. You guys are going to love this one. All right. So what do we got? I got a cool song for you. This band hails from the United Kingdom. State Line Sinners. All right, hold on, I got you.
United Kingdom.
Yeah, I got to put this together. Hold on a second.
It could be either Ireland, England, or Scotland.
The United Kingdom.
It's probably England, maybe.
Hi, this is Justin from the State Line Sinners over here in the
Outlaw
UK,
Radio.
and you're
When
listening
we come
to
back, the
Outlaw
Joe Davis
Radio.
Band.
Hell yeah.
send the senators to the state line.
There's a place that I know, but the games they play there won't take your soul. Roll the dice and take it slow. Just one false move will put you 6 feet down below. Live it up, far above. When you wanna get wasted and push your love, let the sin all begin. 'Cause you're the kind of company I'm keeping. Took me 20 years to even up a score, but the devil don't wanna play no more. The devil don't wanna play no more. Grab your shit, hit the road. You know it's pretty bad when a preacher lost his soul. But I've been there 100 times. Yes, I never followed or believed all his lies. Nothing left, no place to hide. Doing what I can just to make it out of here alive. Take your best shot. It's not my time. You can do what you want, but I know I'll still survive. Took me 20 years to even up a score, but the devil don't wanna play no more. Devil don't wanna play no more.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Devil don't wanna play on. The devil don't wanna play on. The devil don't wanna play on. Oh, the devil don't wanna play on. The devil don't wanna play on. The devil don't wanna play on. Took me 20 years to even up a score. Now the devil don't wanna play no more. Yeah. Oh.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah, that's the first time that happened. We like that.
I like that a
The
lot,
guitar
man.
playing. I wanted to get my guitar and play a little bit too, but Jeff kind of goes, hold on a minute on that.
You always tell him no.
But he says maybe. Hey, Joe, what's happening?
Can you hear us out there, Joe?
Say what now? I'm sorry.
Oh, we hear you perfectly.
I hear you perfectly.
The sound is good.
So listen, I have a little intro for you, just like we did last time.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
But I hope I do you justice this time, and we're really looking forward to this interview. It's going to be great. So the Joe Davis Band is a super powerful, electrically charged, guitar-driven hard rock machine. This is a unique hard rock band with one-of-a-kind sound, the mixing of music madness that has never been done before, created by vocalist guitarist Joe Davis, ranging from hard rock, Delta blues, southern music, and heavy metal riffs. With award-winning band with award-winning vocals, the Joe Davis Band is a true original band, writing their own music, creating their own sound with great pride in a live show that is untouchable. Not catering to trends or copying anyone, this band stands out. Live puts on a live command performance throughout the USA, constantly working on live shows, creating live music, appearing in national magazines worldwide, as well as TV shows, radio stations, internet radio, add podcasts to the list, Joe. The musicmanship is over the top, with songs are very sincere. With lifelong passion for guitars and a full on-road dog for live shows, Joe Davis brings forth his fiery creation of Southern powerhouse music. The Joe Davis Band was voted 2007 Best Hard Rock Act, 2008 Best Male Vocals of the Charlotte Music Awards.
Totally cool.
Joe Davis has been seen in Guitar World Magazine, Guitar Legends, Guitar International, and many other, slowly climbing into international spotlight and one of the most over-the-top guitarists in the country. So this was said about from Alan Paul from Guitar Legends magazine. Dwayne Allman's Lost Guitar, Joe Davis, The Search for the Holy Grail. That's pretty dang cool, man.
Yeah, that's pretty far
Welcome
out.
to the show, Joe Davis.
Hey, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing
Fantastic. Good. How you doing?
here, and I'm a big fan of the show. So I've been watching everything you guys been doing from the ground up.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, we've only been at it 6 months, so it's not that far behind the ground up, right? So we tried to build mountains, but right now we're just digging holes, but we're getting there, man. And thank you so much for watching the show and supporting us. We're on, obviously, we're on Rockstar Radio Underground. Your cousins with Angelina Green. I had to throw that out there. I have to give her a plug. So, hey, so I looked into your background because the last time I had you on the show, we just barely got through an interview. It wasn't live like we're doing it now.
Right.
And it was on through the call-in. Remember, Jim?
Yeah.
We had to do that because we had some issues. So the Joe Davis Band, I saw this live from the Fillmore DVD, first full-length live concert filmed all live at the world-famous Fillmore in 2013. The Allman Brothers, Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, Sly and the Family Stone, Frank Zappa, and so many others played there. What was it like to play there, man?
Well, that's the thing. The Fillmore in Charlotte was a newer venue. The original Fillmore was, I believe, in San Francisco, where those great artists made their first stand. And we were one of the, I guess, few newer artists that got to play, or I would say local to Charlotte, bands that got to play the Fillmore. And it's a great venue. It's a great live music venue. It's always evolving, it seems like. But we were very fortunate to get to put on a show there one time, and it was really a great and humbling experience because we had a large turnout. We had a lot of people show up, and we really got to drop the hammer on them live. We really got to go full blast and do our regular show, and it was great because we had so many people come from so far away to see the show, and it was just a great experience.
That's very cool.
Was that one of your favorite shows?
Yes. I think it was mostly because it was like we really got to do. I mean, it was condensed show. We made it a high impact, real heavy show. It was a real tight show, and we knew that we were making a concert DVD, and that DVD we didn't really. Right when we were making it, we didn't really realize how special it was to be. But I think everybody that was in attendance I think, bought a DVD a couple weeks later from the show. So it was just really a, the experience lived on after the gig. So it was just, we had to keep reliving it and talking about it for months after that. So it was a really great experience. It
Yeah,
really
that's
was.
very cool. Hey, did any of the ghosts from the old Fillmore follow you over to the new one?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't. I think if we had anything following us, it'd be in a very positive situation. I think anything that would around this band becomes sucked up into what we were doing as well. So I mean, I think it's. I think we had a lot of good mojo on our side when we did that.
You get sucked up in the whole frequency. That's our paranormal sound.
That's awesome.
Hey, I have a question for you because Dave Polizzi, who's your drummer, which we'll talk about shortly here, but you had dinner with Gene Simmons of Kiss, and I told Jim about that, and he was like, "What was that like?" So, what was that like, Joe? How did that happen?
Well, it's kind of a. I have to equate all that to a gentleman by the name of Peter Resty. Pete was the guitar tech for Black Sabbath for 30 years. He was also Richie Blackmore's guitar tech. Pete had also worked for Deep Purple and Brian May and many other really well-known legendary acts. And Pete was I had did some acoustic shows up north, and I got to be friends with him. And he decided to come to North Carolina and work with the band. And he was telling me in his travels, he said we were just doing shows and stuff, and he was working for me, and I was very honored to have him here because I learned so much from the guy. And he started telling me that he had worked for Kiss. He had worked for Gene Simmons and basically the whole Kiss thing, where he had trained some of their road crew guys and was helping them, because Pete had been doing it for so long that he knew how to address, situations and things that are pretty not normal in this business. And he had been training the road crew. Well, one day he called me and he said, well, I had a friend of mine and I had introduced her to Ronnie James Dio back in the day. And he goes, she's working with Gene Simmons. And she's talking to him about you, and everybody's kind of just sharing the music around and everything. And one day we get a phone call. We're sitting here at the house and says, hey, Pete had wound up moving in with me. And I loved it because I could sit around and talk about, all these great musical heroes of mine. And I could ask Pete what so-and-so was like and what this was like and what that was like. And I had just millions of questions. I think we sat here for 2 weeks straight. It didn't like even leave the house. We just sat and talked. He's just such an incredible guy. And he got this. He's talking to his friend, and they said, "Well, we're going to go to this meet and greet. I won't call it a meet and greet, but it was more like we're going to supper with Gene Simmons, pretty much. I got to put you on an airplane." So I fly out of Charlotte. I go to L.A. And the whole time we were there, it was just an absolute insane, magical trip, because the first thing that we did when we got there was Pete had called Eddie Van Halen. And he was telling Eddie Van Halen from the hotel room, he said, I got this guy. I want you to meet him. His name's Joe. And the whole time I'm in the hotel room, I'm leaning over Pete's shoulder going, we're here to meet Gene Simmons, and you're on the phone with Eddie Van Halen. And I'm going, you're blowing my freaking mind, man. I mean, this is beyond anything I could think of. And he was like, yeah. And it was the night that David Lee Roth had got hit in the face on the Jimmy Kimmel show with the microphone.
I remember that. Yeah.
And we were back like right behind that building. We were right around the corner from it in the hotel. And as soon as he got hit in the face, like when he got hit and they did the show, Eddie Van Halen called Pete back and said, hey, don't come up here to the show. There's too much hoopla going on about David Roth getting hit in the face. He says, so don't come up here, but I'd like to meet him sometime. And I was like, wow, I almost got to meet Van Halen. He's one of my favorites. And so we basically scrapped that idea. It was like, okay, we don't do that. So the next morning we go to this place, and it was in El Segundo, California. And we go to this restaurant, and we go into the back of this restaurant, and we go to this area that looked just like a little, I don't know, like a bunch of picnic tables with a fence around it. And we go in there, and I'm like asking Pete the whole time. I was like, so what are we doing here? What are we going to do? And Pete was just like, just cool your jets, boy. Just cool off. You're going to be fine. We're just going to talk to him, and we're going to sit down and talk to him. He's invited us for supper. He invited, some people, and we're going to sit down and break bread and talk. And So we're just sitting there, and they bring us our food. He's still not there yet. And all of a sudden, a little bit later, like he comes through the door with these two big old security guards, and he just walks in. And as soon as he walks in, I felt this sudden urge to just stand up and get on my feet, because it was like, this is Gene Simmons, Jack. I mean, this guy's done everything in the world that I ever wanted to do with music. He's a living legend, you know. And I grew up on Kiss records, and I was a huge Kiss fan. And I get up and I just stand there, and I'll post pictures of this on my Facebook page. I get a chance. But he walks up to Pete. Pete don't even get up. He reaches over Pete's shoulder and shakes his hand, you know, like, and says, "Hey man, how's it going?" And so this is the, you know, this is your group of people you brought. And so we got to sit there and talk with him, and it was absolutely incredible. It was just incredible.
That was great. That's awesome, man.
But Gene Simmons is a nice guy. He's a really sincere, nice guy, and he's not you know, they say a lot of stuff to get attention. They say a lot of stuff to get, you know, notoriety or whatever, to stay in the press or whatever. But he was nothing like that. He was just real down to earth. Hey, you know, this is what you got to do in the music business if you're going to contend. If you think you're going to be in this business, this is what you got to do. And he read me the riot act on the music business. And I just stood there, and I was like, the whole time I was soaking it in, going, I'm hearing this from Gene Simmons.
Hey, give us one of the tips he gave you. Let me...
He said he was like, put your name on everything you can. Use your history to promote your music. Use your history to promote your music, and don't be afraid to put your name on anything and everything that pays. That gets your name. Keep putting your name out there. Don't be afraid to endorse equipment, or don't be afraid to use who you are to go. And he actually said something that kind of hurt my feelings just a little. He said, your music's irrelevant. And I was like, and he's not, that's not what I mean. I was like, yeah, I was really, you know, I wasn't expecting him to turn around and go, oh man, you got the greatest thing since whatever. But it was more like, you need to focus on your marketing, you know, to get back to your marketing. He said, because he said you got a good idea, so roll with it. So the meeting was over. It wasn't like a long drawn out thing or anything. We hung out for, I don't know, for a while with him. And then he goes, we're having band practice across the street. And I was like, holy cow. So we walk across the street and we go over to their band room, and Kiss was having band practice, and it was really surreal to watch.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I had seen ever since, you know, I got my first Kiss record probably in 1980 or 81. And we wore that record out. We knew who Kiss was from way back. I mean, me and all my friends, we all loved Kiss. I mean, anybody, you play Les Paul guitars, you probably like Kiss. And, you know, and so it was just great, man. I mean, he was super nice. And we got to see the rehearsal, some of it. And then we left there, and Pete took us to the Rainbow in California, which place, like I said, these places are all brand new to me. I'm from North Carolina. I don't get to see anything like this. And we got there to the Rainbow, and Pete proceeds to introduce me to Bono from U2. And I'm just standing there going, you know, I just got done hearing Eddie Van Halen, and then I got Gene Simmons. But this wasn't the kicker. The kicker was going out the door and Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees walking up to Pete. He walks right up to Pete and goes, hey, Pete, what are you doing in town? And I was like, you know, everybody, you know, and rightfully so. Pete's name's probably on at least 5 Black Sabbath records, you know, and his name is in the song Trashed off Born Again, and Disturbing the Priest off of Born Again was wrote about Pete. Period. I mean, there's no question about that. And there's video of Tony Iommi talking about Pete, you know, them jumping on Pete, because Pete was the pyrotechnics guy for Black Sabbath. So that's where it came from. That's what happened. That's how I got to meet Gene Simmons.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you rub shoulders with a lot of iconic musicians. All right, so I saw pictures of you with Mark Slaughter.
Yeah.
And Jim, that's the band Slaughter, if you don't know who that is.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
You also have a connection to Megadeth, and I think it's the bass player, Dave Ellefson. Is that right? You're friends with him?
No, it's not. Dave Ellefson hasn't Megadeth in quite some time.
All
but
right.
What happened was, actually, it was James Lomenzo.
Okay.
And James Lomenzo was the bass player for White Lion originally, I think, the first time I've seen him. but he played bass for Black Label Society, and he did some work with Ozzy. He did some work with a lot of different people. He played bass for John Fogerty, but he landed the Megadeth gig a while back, and he did a stretch with them when Dave Ellison was out of Megadeth. And I was just sitting here at the house. I think it was 8 months ago. I was just here, and one morning he calls me, just happened out of the blue. Calls me, got my number, called me, and he said, "Hey man, I want to meet you. I want to come to. Can you come to the show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So we go down to see Megadeth, and I'd seen Megadeth 50 million times, and I love them every time I see them. But Megadeth is just one of the greatest bands ever. And we wait till after the show, and he texts me on the phone. He says, "Hey man, I got a little place back here in the back. I just want to sit and talk." And so we got to sit in the back, and we got to have a long, 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 long talk till everybody in that whole entire venue was gone. I mean, we sat there till the wee hours of the morning just talking. And James Lomenzo was one of my favorite bass players, and I'll probably always will be ever since I was growing up, because I had seen a White Lion open up for AC/DC way back in the day. And I just thought he was just the coolest player, the way he carried his bass, the way he played. And it was just so mind boggling just for me as a fan, just to sit there and just sit there and talk to him at all. And I mean, in any capacity, just listening to what he's got to say. And it was really amazing. He had actually took time to listen to all my music and stuff, and that really made me go, wow, they're really listening. There's some people out there really listening, and I stay in contact with James. I talked to him probably 6 weeks ago, and Megadeth's getting ready to come out and kick everybody in the head, so it's going to be on. They're going to do it.
Yeah. I heard he just played the other night and would tore it up on lead guitar they were talking about.
Very possible. Very possible. I ain't sure when their date started or how what they were what they were doing, but I know that I stay in contact. I'm hoping at one point or another that they'll throw me a bone and say, "Hey Joe, why don't you open up one show?" And I would just be ecstatic. I'd be like, "That's it. You've done something."
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, you should definitely get that. Hey, I heard this other thing that said this came from Rick Landers from Guitar International. The guy can lay down some heartfelt gut-level ballads, as well as shake the rafters with his mix of southern metal rock, both laden with some of the finest slide guitar you'll ever hear. Guitar International. So my question is, you get a lot of hefty praise, and it's not just one guitar magazine. I saw several of them. How did the music magazine start? How'd that all come about?
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, cool.
The guitar thing started. We originally, when I've got I think 7 albums out now over the last 3 decades, or 3 decades. And what happened was one of my managers decided one day, he said, "We're going to talk to Guitar World about putting you in there, and we're going to start off small. We're just going to run some small ads and some things like that." Well, we run some small ads in some of the magazines, because that's what you do when you make a record. You buy ads, you buy advertising, you buy marketing, you put yourself out there. And so we bought some stuff in Guitar World. Then I got a phone call from let's see, I want to say his name was Jason, I think, and he had called me and said, "Hey man, one of your ads in there is doing really well. We've got all these, you're getting all these phone calls and stuff." And I was like, "Okay." So they wound up doing giving me like a whole page ad thing for for the band, for the albums. And so what happened was the next couple of months, like people were writing into the editor, who is this Joe Davis guy? Who's this Joe Davis guy? And it was in the editorial comments. They kept posting in those editorial comments about the band. So that's kind of what spurred on more interest. Like I started having more writers, and a lot of those writers for Guitar World or for other magazines too. So we started getting phone calls from some of the people that they work for.
That's cool.
So we did articles with them. We did interviews and things like that. And then it kept bouncing back to Guitar World. Now I do have at some point coming up, I do have a new thing coming out in Guitar World magazine. It's probably going to be some kind of crazy big picture of the band doing something nuts or something. I don't know exactly what it's going to be just yet, because we're still working out all the details. But before we start playing a bunch of shows, we're going to be back in Guitar World, and it's gonna. I like Guitar World because they seemed like they actually did care about what we were doing. It wasn't some of these magazines they interviewed, and they're just like, "All right, yeah, Jim, no problem." I'm like, "It's Joe, whatever," you know.
Yeah, we've had that too. That's fantastic. I love that.
Guitar
That's the
World was-
best, man.
Guitar World was.
Are you a frequent reader of Guitar World to this day, or do you?
I still look at it online. That's another thing too. They moved a lot of their features online, so we're definitely going to have we're going to have a page on their site forever that we're working on. It's going to be a Joe Davis Band information page that Guitars World's going to host pretty much for the duration of our lifetime, and it's going to be really cool. We're working on the details on that too. It's going to be like a place where you can go find extra information, things. I don't know if I'm going to do like a guitar instructional video kind of thing or anything like that yet, but in hopes maybe at some point I might do something with them for that. So
very cool. All right, so another thing is you just released, not just released, but you released Hand of God, which, by the way, is a killer song. We played it several times on our show. I know Rockstar Radio has it in rotation. And you are signed to the label Rock Avenue Records, is that right?
Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking me about that. I like I like the fact that they approached me like normal people. And they didn't come in with all this delusions of grandeur and all kinds of crazy things. They come to me and said, "Hey, we market music. We put music online. We work with the different artists over the years. We have lots of experience and they told me who they worked for. Now, honestly and truly, they asked me this several years ago, and I put them off because I was like, well, I don't even know if a record deal is worth having anymore. And I've been signed and unsigned myself, and it's good and bad. There's a lot of good that comes out of it, yes, and then there's some things that just could get you in a lot of trouble if you ain't careful. But the album, that Hand of God, the album and everything that it came off of was not when me and David Palizzi and Gene King recorded that album. It was right in the middle of COVID. And this was 4 years ago. So we did not release the record. We made the record, we recorded it. And then when COVID hit, it was like everything was all systems stop.
That's right.
We play any shows, we canceled everything. We stopped. We had a lot of big plans. We had been talking to some venues in Japan, going over there and opening for some really big nationals. And we were working out all these details and trying to figure it out. And then when COVID hit, everything that we thought was going to happen immediately did not happen. And it threw us such a curveball. Well, the album, The Blue and the Gray, was not, it was the Hand of God album, that thing. It did not get digitally released. So when Rock Avenue Records came to me and said, "We're interested in your song and your album," I said, "Okay, well, what do you got?" Because it was not 100% released. We recorded it, yes, but now we've got it in their hands, so we can see what they can do with it. And it was really cool because even the first couple of days, there was lots of phone calls and emails from people. We had, we didn't know what was. I mean, it was like a whole brand new bunch of people calling us all of a sudden. I was like, I'm already liking this. And everybody. I thought it was really great that I got phone calls from some really heavy hitter music business people telling me that these people were really on the level and they were straight with their artist, and it made me feel good that we had made the right decision.
Yeah, very cool. Hey, I have a question for you. So Dave Palizzi was at this guy's birthday show the other day, a couple of weeks ago or so, right?
On the 17th.
On the 17th. And he was hinting around some big deal that you have happening. Is it a tour? I'm just trying to get to it.
Around here, it's I could say this. It's around here, there's always something like some really far, like getting a call, getting Gene Simmons to call you on the phone. Not to mention, around here, it's kind of become, you'll see some pretty crazy far out stuff. So there's always something cooking. There's always something on the burner. Maybe
a Cleveland gig.
Well, we're working on actually, we're actually working on a lot of different gigs. We're talking to different bands, bigger bands, and we're just discussing opening or being support acts for some bigger, heavier, powerful bands. And we're working on that. So that's probably in time. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag just yet, but we're working on building this thing up. And then we had to restart. And since we got the record deal, we had to restart all of our promo stuff, our business stuff, because everything had been real slow for the last while. We haven't been really pushing anything. I mean, we've all been creating music and stuff, but we haven't really getting out there and knocking on doors. And now that the door knocking has started, we're talking to some pretty good sized acts. And like I said, we're talking to Megadeth. We're talking to a few other big bands. And
Man, that's fantastic.
That really is.
I would love this. If you guys come to Cleveland, I'm coming to see you.
Me too.
Backstage passes too.
Well, we'll absolutely come to Cleveland. We'll absolutely play Cleveland. It's on the list of things that we're talking about, and we're always venturing forward. I mean, we're always like looking for fun stuff to get into. Trying to make more people listen to our music. And we do have a great band. We do have a great sound. We have but we work really hard at it. We took a lot of time to build, and we take a lot of time even to this. I mean, we do a lot of fixing things. We do a lot of tweaking things. We want the consumer, the fan, the people that love heavy metal and hard rock music to come see us and go, wow, these guys really put in the time for us. And that's what this is all about.
Well, I'm sure I could speak for Jim and say that when we played Hero last week, it blew the doors off, and that's what put you in #1 in our metal slot for the top 5s, which was
that's awesome.
And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Hey, if you do come to Cleveland, can you open for LA Guns? I think that you and LA Guns would be awesome. Although you're probably better to open for Megadeth. I mean, God bless, that'd be so awesome.
Is Tracy Gunn still in LA Guns?
Yeah. It's the only guy that's not in LA Guns is that Riley guy. The Riley guy that plays drums, he started another LA Guns. So there's 2 LA Guns, but the one with Tracy Guns is with the original singer Phil Lewis.
Right.
I'm a big LA Guns fan.
Yeah, LA Guns. Yeah, that's a great band.
Yeah. And you sound awesome with them. That would be so good. Maybe they should open for you, honestly.
We could make anything happen. I think we'd be happy with anything. So we're pretty grounded in what we do. So we're happy to play open, close, whatever. We'll do it all. So it would be cool though. I mean, there's lots of bands I would love to play with. I mean, there's a lot of groups I would love to share the stage with and do some shows with. And we're working, like I said, we're working on that. So I want everybody that's listening to stay tuned because we are absolutely 1,000,000% rolling things forward. Everything's in full forward motion at this point. I mean, just like tomorrow, we're going to pick up all of our merchandise from the printers and all this stuff's it's just been slowly in the works. And
yeah, cool. We're excited for you, man. We believe in you. I speak for Jim as well. I think you agree with me, Jim. They're a great band. We love your music.
We appreciate it.
Do you have any plans on contributing with my Cleveland project on any time in the future? Or
well, he had the big plan is my Cleveland project's his drummer.
I know, but do you have it?
Do you play with them? Do you guys collab?
Me and David.
Yeah, Mike. He has my Cleveland project. That he's
all-star
people
doing my Cleveland project. I think that's what his thing is with that is he's creating new music using different forms of what I call chemistry, like bringing in different people to get different takes on different sounds so he can create different and unique music. I think that's what he's trying to do. And with me, he's destroying Mother Earth. We're driving a nail right through the crust of the earth. I mean, we're really, what David does with me is a lot different than what he does.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, is a machine, and he's.
I think what Jim was getting at, he's wondering if you were going to play lead guitar on a My Cleveland Project song or something.
I played on one song already.
Did you? Which one?
That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
I have no.
Have you heard My World yet?
I
haven't. Okay. I just was wondering. That's the song that Jeff and I did with Dave.
probably heard everything at some point, and
It's hard to keep it track.
Yeah, for sure.
you know,
All right,
David
well,
released a lot of music. He released a lot of stuff, and I'm, you know, when I'm in what I call promo mode for like that Hand of God stuff and all that, it's really I'm in what I call tunnel vision because I'm just promoting, you know, the Joe Davis band, and I'm not looking around. I mean, I've got other friends that send me stuff, and they want me to work on it. We did I'll give you a quick example. A few years back, I re-recorded all the leads on a new version of Diary of a Madman by Ozzy, and my friend Terry produced the album. And all I did, he sang and played like guitar on it, but he hired me to play all the leads note for note um, for this release of this Ozzy thing that he did, and it was quite challenging to sit down and play Randy Rhoads leads note for
Heck
note
yeah.
that particular album. And I think it's on SoundCloud under just look up Terry Harwood. That's the best way, and it'll come up somewhere. I can't remember the name of it. So I can't remember, but it's a remake, and it was cool. So I love collaborating. I love working with people,
yeah,
and
that's super cool.
if I can create something to help somebody else have something special, I'm all about it. But David's got a lot of stuff coming out, so that's probably why I can't. I've heard a lot of David's stuff. Like I said, I did play. I think I even appeared in one of his videos.
I'm gonna have to find that.
Check out My World. That's one of his newest ones.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
It's not bad.
Huh. I lost you for a second.
But with me, he shot the footage, and I was like, okay, what are you doing? You know, and he did his thing. And I'm all like I said, I'm all about people being creative because I think that's what more people need to be anyway. You know, is to be more creative.
Yeah, you're super right about that. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on Outlaw Radio, man. You're a fantastic guest. You rubbed the shoulders of many of our icons and our idols. Hey, before you go, what I'd like you to do is could you give us a little information about the song Hero before we go into it and play it for you?
Hero, basically, I kind of like. I give you a good thing. When I was a kid, I remember me and my dad were walking out into this big field, and there was these horses that were out in the dark running around acting crazy. And I remember walking out there, and I was a little kid, and I remember standing there with my dad. I was just a little boy, you know. And I go out there in this field, and I was scared because I could hear the horses fighting or carrying on or whatever they're doing. I'm standing there with my dad, and I remember grabbing my dad and tugging on his pants, you know, saying, "Hey, Dad, I'm scared." And he said, "Son, what are you scared of?" I said, "Dad, I'm scared of the boogeyman." And he looked down at me real funny in the dark. And I'll never forget this. He goes, "Son, I am the boogeyman." And it just changed my whole viewpoint about, like, you know, like kids have their hero as their father or the person they look up to. And that just imploded in my brain. I was like walking around going, you know, the world, my dad's my hero. So it's like, you know, and it's kind of like everything from here is downhill. We're going to be great. Everything's going to be great. So when I come up with the concept for the hero, the song says, "I walk behind you like a shadow, ever silent." You know, that's what fathers do.
Cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
That's where the song came from, really. And it was about that. And I also contributed some of it to what I call guitar hero worship kind of stuff, because I want to be like my guitar heroes were to me. I want to be inspiring somebody one day too. And I want to contribute to their, you know, I want to tell people, hey, go play guitar. Hey, grab your guitar, go play. Go make your joyful noise, because that's what this whole life thing is about. And
You're exactly right about that.
And people don't do it. They just won't do it. So you got to get up and you got to get moving and you got to get busy. And, you know, and that's what it was about. I mean, that's what the song Hero was. So that was kind of inspired by that moment with my dad. So there you go.
Okay, well, thank you so very much. This has been Joe Davis of the Joe Davis Band.
Can you
check
play a
out
riff?
the music. Check out everything they're doing. Go to their website. Follow them. They're awesome. You have a great night, man. This is Hero by the Joe Davis Band. Take it easy, bro. You're fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
shadow, ever silent. When all hope is gone and you need me, I will be there. Reach out your hand and you will find me. I'm right here. I will never let you down. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be your hero. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be the one who takes it all away. And I'll be your hero. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be the one who saves the day. I'll be your hero. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be the one who takes it all away. And I'll be your hero. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be the one who saves the day. The chains that bind you are not forever. You will see the sun will rise another day. Don't be afraid. I am here to let you know you're not alone. I will never let you fall. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be your hero. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be the one who takes it all away. And I'll be your hero. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be the one who saves the day.
Rocked.
Oh, that was freaking fantastic. Hey, man, I got to give him this right here.
Nuke incoming!
And a round of applause.
Definitely top-notch playing there. Love the drums and the bass.
Hi, this is Jeff James,
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
and you're listening to Outlaw Radio. Hey, man, that was fantastic.
What about that guitar solo?
Fantastic guitar solo, super
fit the
cool
song.
song. Yeah, it sure does. It just rips right in there. That's what I like about it. Just cuts right in. And hey, so I just want to
really
mention this on the air here. So Avoid Dead asked Joe Davis, "Hey man, keep us in mind. Let us open up for you." And Joe Davis wrote back. He said, "Okay, Avoid Dead, I'll keep that in mind."
Very nice.
And yeah, Avoid Dead's going to be on June 15th on our show. So we're gonna interview them as well from Spokane.
The hits
Washington.
just keep coming, that's for sure.
They definitely do. Things are going good. It's groovy.
Pretty good show so far, I think.
Great show, man. Hey, Joe Davis, thank you so much for coming on Outlaw Radio. You're a rock star, and rub shoulders with the icons and people that we want to rub shoulders with. So, dude, we will definitely come see you if you come to Cleveland.
Okay.
And I know a lot of our fan base would definitely come out as well. Pretty cool, huh?
Completely, totally, absolutely.
You know what time it is?
It's time for something to happen.
Hey, man, I was going to wear the Satan mask, but after I had it on,
It's so hot and muffling.
Satan is with us in spirit. Okay, guys? He'll be right here. It's very hot and it's very muffly.
It's hard to watch. I mean, put on
Yeah.
and
So
watch.
the paranormal chef is back. We have something very cool coming. Helltown. And Jim, me and you watched a whole bunch of cool stuff about Helltown, right?
Oh, we did. We did our homework.
So
Not much to see out there now, but it's the stories and everything. Kind of started off with burial grounds, and then it turned into a poisonous dump.
yeah, so I have a little intro, and then after the intro, I'll be pulling in our paranormal chef. We're going to have a little discussion about Helltown, okay? So Helltown is the name of for Lenape, and let me do this right now. Sorry, Matt. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go.
So Matt is in.
And there
Yes,
we
he
go.
is.
Mr. Matt Gutka, welcome to the show.
Hey guys.
Awesome.
Nice. Looking nice there.
There you go. So this is our paranormal segment. This is the paranormal chef. He's back with us again, and we're going to be talking about Helltown. I have a little intro, kind of, and some questions as well as we go, all right? So
Okay.
Helltown is the name for a Lenape Indian. They also call them Delawares. A Native American village located on Clear Creek near the abandoned town of Newville in U.S. state of Ohio. The site is on a high hill just north of the junction of Clear Creek. It's a creek that ran through that was clear, and that's how they came up with the name for Clear Creek, and the Black Fork of the Mohican River. The German word for clear was hell. They renamed their village Helltown. The site was abandoned in 1782 because of repeated clashes with colonial American troops and settlers and Indians, Native American land. I just want you to remember that. There was investigations in the late 19th century found that the site of the village was high mound composed of primarily sandstone rocks held in place with packed earth. A number of Lenape graves existed. A burial site, Jim.
Yes. Interesting.
Yep.
At that site until 1881, but local farmers plowed them under and over the next 2 years. Diggings at the site found 2 iron knives, an iron tomahawk, stone arrowheads, a stone axe, a gun flint, and some brass mountings from a musket. The site was also located on a war trail used by Native Americans, making it a strategic location during conflicts. Additionally, a chemical spill and potential associated mutations have fueled the legend of the town's abandonment, though the full extent of such events remains debated. The Nadenhutten Massacre, also known as the Moravian Massacre, was the killing of 96 pacifist Moravian Christian Indians, primarily Lenape and Mohican, by U.S. militiamen from Pennsylvania under the command of David Williamson on March 8, 1782, at the Moravian missionary village of Gadenhutten, Ohio country, during the American Revolutionary War. So on the site of Helltown, Jim, right? A massacre.
Right.
In 1974, when President Ford ordered the evacuation of Boston, Ohio, theories as to why include the military cover-up of a possible mutation caused from a chemical spill, in Boston being taken over by a satanic cult, right? Yes, while it's not illegal to visit the area that was once Helltown, Ohio, it's not a recommended place to go, especially at night. The area is now part of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. It's known for a number of urban legends and rumors, some of which are based on actual events like the Superfund site with toxic chemicals. Helltown is home to 6 or 7 separate legends, which has led this area in Boston Township in Ohio to be grouped as one of the large haunted sites. The overgrowth creates a dark, almost cursed place where ghosts, cults, Satanists, and even wild-eyed serial killers are said to lurk. So let's take a look at it, Matt. Tell me what you got for us. You were in
Well,
Helltown.
I was in Helltown. They are literally
Literally.
taking down the houses, and we went up Stanford Hill in Road, where most of the stuff was. We could not get to the satanic barn that was there because it was flooded over. But as we were going through, I took my niece. She was my protection. She's a she's a former Wicked. She does like she saged my aunt's house back then, and basically she was my protection. She said she was feeling death and she was smelling death throughout the whole entire walk. She didn't know if it was true death or spiritual death, though. It was just a weird thing. They tore down a bunch of houses to make a parking lot up on Stanford Hill. There's still the Stanford house there in one of the barns, but that's now used as a party center. But right next to it is that abandoned cabin that they always talk about. That if you walk in there, you get turned upside down. A feeling. You see black-eyed people or red-eyed people in the cabin, and we couldn't get to it because it was basically a minefield to get through to it. It was they literally looked like they dug trenches around the cabin itself.
Oh, wow.
So nobody can get to it. We tried to get to the barn, but like I said, the flooding was there. They are that satanic church. I understand is now being renovated, so it's not uh, an actual site for people to go in at night and do their cult and occult stuff.
Did they
there
tear
it,
the church down, or is it still there?
it's still there. We were looking for it, and every time we would ask a person like a ranger or somebody in there, they weren't giving us any information. So I guess they don't want anybody near this stuff.
Hey, what about the mill? Is all those the wheels and all that stuff still located on the grounds?
Yes,
All that machinery?
we have not gotten to it because it's they moved the interior the to another place, but the mill is still there as a uh, tourist site. They still
Yeah, I
have
saw that.
houses. They still have houses down there, but basically the houses that are down there. Get this: some of are now residential. I'm surprised that nobody from the '70s that are still alive hasn't said anything to the government. Why are these people here? But we're not allowed to be moved back in. And the other houses that they have are used for events or sightseeing. They have the old gas stations there and the general store next to it, and they have a bunch of other stuff. Ranger part of the train depot is now the uh, cultural center, the visitor center.
Is the covered bridge still there?
We have not seen it, but it doesn't. It's there. We got basically both of us got so disoriented down there that we didn't know which end was up in some spots. So there is some stuff down there, I believe.
So when you got there, did you trek through the woods to get there, or did you go right into where the ranger stations were?
We parked in the ranger station because that was the only parking, and we were looking for where everything was, and they told us to take this street to go up, and the house was there, some of the houses were torn down, turned into parking lots. We didn't get to the barn or the what is that, the Death Hill or road,
Oh yeah, the hill that comes down where
on
they
Earth,
say that
the end of the road, end of the Earth
end of the earth.
road.
That's right, and that's where they say
The-
serial killers. And what back in the past was that hill that went down was they would sabotage and catch people on the road and rob
Right,
them and kill them
right,
back in the
and
1800s.
that's where they said the dog man would come out too. So there's not a Bigfoot there. It's they say there's a dog man there. So
It could be a Native American thing for sure, right?
yes,
Could be a Native American
they
spirit.
what I hear at sometimes at night, you could actually hear the Lenape uh, doing their chants.
That's true because I watched a documentary and they had actual audio, Jim,
Yeah,
of this sound in the background, and it sounded like Indians chanting, like hundreds and hundreds of them chanting, like what they would do by the fire.
yeah.
That whole
And
Indian sound.
there is something there. There is something there. I felt some weirdness. We would see my niece and I, Nikki, would walk down a path, and one tree was going one way, another tree was going another, and they say that's a vortex if they're blowing different ways, but they're sitting next to each other. It's weird. Uh, we didn't see the chemically changed hazardous snake there, the peninsula
Yeah,
python.
right. I heard about the giant python. Hey, Janine Spring asked, what about the underground bunker?
I haven't seen anything, but there's got to be something there. I believe that the underground bunker is down there because of the cleanup that nobody knew about until the Rangers got sick. Nobody knew about that chemical dump, and the people that did know about it was so quiet. It was unbelievable. I believe there were some people that were in there were changing at the genetic level too, because
Oh
of
yeah,
how
of
much that
course,
was.
because there was so much chemical spills and stuff seeping into the ground. It contaminated all the water and all the vegetation and animals because the animals were drinking out of that water and it was all
Right.
contaminated.
They
Of course there was probably mutations. That happens anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
They
Another
also they
oh,
oh go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
The They got rid of the bus.
Okay, the
That was
bus,
a for sure thing. They I was watching some videos. They got rid of the haunted bus,
yeah, that
but
haunted
that bus
bus,
was something. That
yeah,
bus
it
was
wasn't
some.
haunted.
Yeah, but they
Because
said
somebody
that.
lived in it.
Yeah, they said a
Did you see
family
the
lived in
area
it.
where there was the dump,
Oh yeah.
No,
Did you see the chemical dump?
or is that kind of hidden and people don't
that
know
was
where
kind
that
of hidden.
is? They
They're
don't. They
cleaning
don't
up
even
that.
know then. Yeah.
Yeah, they're cleaning up. There was fencing in some places too. So
I saw that
and
the cleanup cost
roads were
about 50
closed and
million.
paths were closed. So and it just everything mysteriously just stopped at places. So
All right, so let me ask you this question. So, knowing that it's Native American land, first and foremost, and then you had a massive massacre on that land, and then you had so much hurt, disappointment, and sadness of people having to leave their homes. When you were there,
for
you just felt a heaviness, didn't you?
yeah, there was a
Sadness.
heaviness. There was a heaviness, especially by the Stanford House and walking Stanford Road. It was hotter than it was. Let's just say that much. There was a heat there that was unbelievable for 60 degrees, and there was a heaviness. I felt it. My niece felt it too. Like I said, she smelt death. She didn't know if it was for real death or the death of many people. And I believe it it is a cursed area because of this was the second time that these native the Lenape was displaced.
Yeah, because I forgot to mention this in the beginning of my story. They were pushed out of where they were first
Yeah,
in
and
Pennsylvania,
yeah,
and they moved to Boston Township, and then they freaking got
yeah.
massacred there.
They basically were forced to live where they lived for what was it, 15, 20 years, and then all of a sudden, uh, they both. Not only was it the Pennsylvanian militiamen, it was the French and the Germans that were there, that were massacring the Native Americans. So I believe there is a curse. Uh, there's so much stuff that goes on down there. There, just everything. Building the Erie Canal down there was just pushing that water through. Brought some spiritual stuff down there too, and
Yeah, for sure.
and there's a lot. If you go down there, so there's a lot of, you could see a lot of little places like the foundation of houses, and uh, they showed an empty lock, some train tracks that were all rusted. Um, yeah, there. I believe there's something going on in there, government wise too,
Yeah, I agree with that
because
too.
it's just crazy. There's stories of people like underground, like Janine said, underground bases down there.
Yeah, because the government wouldn't push you out so fast. Like
No,
they
no,
made that place there like you got to go, and they pushed them out so fast,
and
man.
they burnt down
Yeah.
houses. Not even when they weren't even down the street, and they started burning down houses.
Yeah, there's something more to that location. I thought of this idea while you were talking about Helltown. I think that me and Jim should send you out on more investigations. I think you need
I
to go
want
out with,
I want to go back. I was planning, if it wasn't too late, to go back to Helltown and try to do a live today, but I got I got discombobulated, so I didn't get a chance to get back down there. But I will go. I mean,
you know what you
I'm
need to
plan.
do is you need to go just in the woods, and as it's dusk and the sun's
Yeah,
going down, just get your phone out and see if you could pick up voices and stuff in the woods,
right.
disembodied voices.
They said there is. It was it. Granted, it was 11 to 2 that we were there in the afternoon, but like I said, every time we would try to ask somebody about something, they would ignore us. So it was, there's something. I don't know if they don't want anybody coming down there to do that kind of stuff, or if it's just so hush hush down there.
All
I
right.
mean, it looks beautiful, but like I said, they're renovating the church now. There's another church there. We didn't investigate that because we didn't know it was. I started watching some stuff this afternoon, and that might be haunted too. The one that's when you come into the building. So I want to do some further investigation down there.
All right, that sounds great. Well, this has been the Paranormal Chef, Matt Guca. Thank you so much for your
Yep.
PSA on Helltown. And the next time we have you on, when do we have you on again? I think it's June 8th. We're talking Paranormal Realms. And on that show, it's The Rising Fall with another dead rock star. Very cool. All right, thank you so much, Matt. You have a fantastic evening, always informative. The Paranormal Chef. You have a great night, Matt.
You too.
All right, cool. Hey,
See ya.
we're going to bring you to, go ahead.
We need to talk face to face or on the phone about the offer you asked me about.
Okay, no problem. Do you want me to call you? I'll give you a call Monday.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. That's Matt Guca, the Paranormal Chef, and I got Jim Bellinger with a song called Higher Ground. Check this out.
All right, Jim.
Now that we have your attention,
The stars aren't falling from the sky just yet.
Rock on, folks.
gun is loaded, and then it's not, and then it is again. If there's a rumble and the waves take a tumble, it's best to head for higher ground. Higher ground. Better head for higher ground. Better head for. If there's a flash in the sky, we had better hope it's a new sun. 'Cause there'll be no time. There'll be no time. Time to run. Better head for higher ground. Better head for higher ground. Better head for. Better head for higher ground. Better head for higher ground. Better head for. Don't go out tonight. It's best to take your jacket. Change in the weather thing. There's the shooting thing too, so bring your helmet and a handful of bullets. Higher ground. Better head for higher ground. Better head for. Better head for higher ground. Better head for higher ground. Better head for. A child is born and another child is born, so there's still happiness to share.
Clothes they sold you fit right for quite a while, until some turncoat told you they're too tight in their style. And when she pulled the rabbit from her hat, you dropped at it just like that, and never looked back. Your whole life you've been lied to.
Hi, this is Jeff James.
And this is Mr. Moonlight.
And you're listening to Outlaw Radio. You just heard the Dorons, this new Poison.
Not bad at all.
And before that, we heard Mr. Moonlight with Higher Ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs called Higher Ground, but this is my higher ground.
Sometimes you have to take the higher ground in situations.
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff happening, but you know what? There's the most happiness I think anybody could get in this world. It has to do with the birth of a child. So that's why I ended the song, A Child is Born and Another Child is Born, because that's really all we pretty much have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
As far as the happiest thing that could happen. Think of something better other than an orgasm, maybe. But
I don't know if there's anything better than an orgasm. I don't have
maybe
children.
You're right.
Hey,
I'm
so
confused.
All right, so we are doing the Shanae news. And of course, we're going to talk about Elon Musk because we've been talking about Elon Musk for the past month.
And there might be a few more episodes, but I'm going to start with relationships and children. Okay, so Musk has fathered at least 14 children.
Dang.
One of whom died as an infant. 14 children. He's been a very busy boy.
Is it the same woman for all 14?
We'll see here.
Wow.
They mentioned
hot dog in the hallway there, baby.
They mentioned a first wife.
Hello.
You know the Wall...
My bad. Okay.
The Wall Street Journal reported in 2025 that sources close to Musk suggest that the true number of Musk's children is much higher than publicly known. That's interesting. He had 6 children with his first wife, Canadian author Justine Wilson, who he met while attending Queen's University in Ontario, Canada. They married in 2000. In 2002, their first child, Nevada Musk, died of sudden infant death syndrome at the age of 10 weeks. That's awful.
Kind of just like Nevada, Vegas.
So it could happen to anybody at any time. After his death, the couple used in vitro fertilization, IVF actually, to continue their family. They had twins in 2004, followed by triplets in 2006. Triplets. What do you know? I know somebody that had triplets.
Wow.
A couple. That's amazing.
Good God, that's a lot. That's 5 at once then, right? So you had the 2 prior, and then you had the triplets, and now you got 5?
Right off the bat, yeah.
How long after they had the 2 kids, they had the triplets?
I guess 2 years. The twins were in 2004, and they're followed by triplets in 2006.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so that's really busy. Whoa. The couple divorced in 2008. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, that's freaking funny.
Actually, it's not that funny. You know, they actually have shared custody of their children. So that's fair enough. The older twin he had with Wilson came out as a trans woman and in 2022 officially changed her name to Vivian Jenna Wilson. I'm so confused
hold on a
on
second.
what all this trans stuff means.
I don't know. I know I don't like it.
Musk began dating English actress Tallulah Riley in 2008. They married 2 years later at Dornach Cathedral in Scotland. Interesting. In 2012, the couple, divorced before remarrying the following year. They divorced before remarrying? After briefly filing for divorce in 2014, Musk finalized a second divorce from Riley in 2016. Musk then dated Amber Heard for several months in 2017. He had reportedly been pursuing her since 2012. Why does that name ring a bell so much?
Remember
Amber
Heard took a shit on Johnny Depp's bed.
That's right.
Remember, she was a psychopath, man.
That is awesome. I wish they would have videotaped that.
Johnny, I left you a gift in the bedroom. It's a big shiny poo. Oh God. Hey, just like that guy that was like, "Hey guys, what did he say? What was it that dude say to us? Hello, you crusty pieces of shit." Think by the time Johnny Depp found it was all crusty. I don't know.
I just don't know how someone could do that.
Amber Heard.
You haven't heard. She's totally out of there. I haven't heard her name mentioned since, I guess, that settlement.
Lying, psychopath, narcissistic, egomaniac, asshole. Amber Heard.
I bet he has some stories about her, right?
Oh my God.
Well, in 2018, Musk and Canadian musician Grimes, Grimes, Grimes. Have you heard of Canadian musician Grimes?
No.
Well, anyways, he confirmed they were dating. Grimes and Musk have 3 children born in 2020, 2021, and 2022. He's been a very busy boy.
Is that Leanne Grimes? Sorry.
It very well might be. Musk and Grimes originally gave their eldest child the name X, and then the next symbol is like an A, half of an A with an E right attached to it. So
X?
whatever.
What's his name?
XAE? I don't know. A-12.
Do you
now,
think...
wait a minute. That's his name. Wait. XAE, then A-12.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which
do you think when he goes to school, he's like, he doesn't even say, he's like, my name is X.
A12.
A12.
For short. Hey, A12.
XA12E here.
You know, so this...
That's freaking great.
You know, because of that, you know, he would have violated California regulations as it contained characters that are not in the modern English alphabet. That's the character that I'm telling you about. Half a capital A with an E right down the middle.
It probably actually spells something. You have to look that up later. That'll be next week.
Let's see. Where did I leave off?
Matt Guka said Elon's kids have unusual names. And Janine said they must be all AI kids.
So yeah, the AEA-XII as a middle name.
My name is X. I'm a symbol.
X A-X, capital X with a teeny I and a teeny I as a middle name, and Musk as a last name. They received criticism for choosing a name perceived to be impractical and difficult to pronounce. Gee,
yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why, man.
There must be some code for some engine or something that's going to Mars. Who knows?
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Musk has said the intended pronunciation is X-A-12. There you go. Hey, X-A... Wait a minute. X-A-S-H, and then a capital A, and then a capital T-W-E-L-V-E.
X, get in your bedroom.
Really? Their second child was born via surrogacy, S-U-R-R-O-G-A-C-Y, whatever that is.
What's the name?
I don't know. Let's move on, though.
Jesus Christ.
Surrogacy?
When you can't even pronounce your own kid's name, how the hell do you call that kid?
Their second child was born via surrogacy. Wow, we'll have to look that up. Despite the pregnancy, Musk confirmed reports that the couple were semi-separated in September 2021. In an interview with Time in December 2021, he said he was single. In October 2023, Grimes sued Musk over parental rights and custody of, what was that again? X-Ash, capital A, capital 12. Wow. Musk also has 4 children with Siobhan Zilis, or Z-I-L-I-S.
What's with
Zilis?
all these crazy names, man?
I don't know.
Jesus. I couldn't hang out with that guy. I wouldn't be able to pronounce anything.
So, S-H-I-V-O-N. That's kind of a cool name. Siobhan.
Siobhan.
I guess Siobhan's a director of operations and special projects at Neuralink. Oh, okay.
She's smart.
Be very smart. Twins born via IVF in 2021. A child born in 2024 via surrogacy and a child born in 2025. Musk allegedly had a child with author Ashley St. Clair in 2024. So that kind of wraps it up, I guess. Next week
He's
we'll be
hitting
talking
it.
about his wealth.
He's a 1%er, man.
And I guess there's a little bit of cash in his back pocket right now. So that's it for the Shanae.
Well, very good, Jim. That was excellent.
Thank you.
As always. I might give you 3. Shanae.
You know, if I have another kid, well, I guess I can't right now.
You probably can. Guys can.
I had it snipped, so.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You could have it reversed.
Oh, yeah, let's do that right away.
Yeah. Hey, Judith said he was a busy guy. Kind of like this guy.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Are you? You're gonna get. I'm busy. I'm very busy. Awful. That's awful. Oh boy. Are you gonna get it reversed so you can start knocking up some ladies and carry on your legacy?
There's been a couple that I've been looking at lately, and I think I'm ready.
Women-wise?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey,
I said a couple.
I applaud you. You should. You know what they call that when you have multiple girlfriends and you're older? It's called spinning plates. See how many plates you can spin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How many ladies you can lasso. Bring it to your lair in Fairview Park. I know of a... No, I'm not even going to say it. Never mind.
But I think that's a great name, though. What was that again? I can't even find it.
I think Judith said that was the little kid that was picking his nose in the Oval Office.
Oh, is that right?
Hey, Jim, I'm going to play you a song, and when I play you a song before we come back in and we finish up the show, I want to show you some photos while we do the song, all right?
Okay.
All right, so this is a song by Conspiracy 216. This song is called Haunted. The Haunted One.
Check out the photos.
They're screaming in my head. The mind's contorted. I shroud his sides. My anguish, unending torment, echoes of failure, shackled by the past. My these seeming voices, they're screaming in my head. The mind's contorted. I shroud his sides. Paranoid as hell, driving in swell, stress and pain. Weighing on my brain, pulling me apart. At the ears, I feel my fear. I'm a go inside. Spiraling down, let the demons out fully again. Slowly, I'm a die. Never float, I can hear so fate is clear. I'm the haunted one. I am not going insane. I am not going insane. I am not going insane. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my fucking mind. These seeming voices, they're screaming in my head. The mind's contorted. I shroud his sides. You're worthless opus. The voices speak to me. The empty soulless. I'll never be free.
Conspiracy 216.
I wasn't so sure.
The haunted one, man.
I wasn't so sure it was over because it stopped like that. What, 3 times?
Man, did you like that?
Yeah, I did.
That's pretty cool.
There's some pretty singing there. Pretty gruff. What do you call it? Just
growl.
Growl. That's it. Yeah.
Anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Wow.
Hey, I have to say this about.
We just changed the lighting a little bit.
Did you like the new lighting that we got going on? Makes us look nice and warm in here. All cozy.
We noticed it was too dark.
Loving. For you ladies out there.
Need a little light.
Need a little love, too.
I got shadows all over my face. Well, sorry for interrupting you. You could continue.
No, I was done. Hey, Jim, what I was going to say is, what do we have coming next week? Because guess what? This is the last show of the month for Outlaw Radio, but we have some stuff coming on Thursday, and I'll fill you in after Jim tells us what we have coming next week for Outlaw Radio.
Okay. As you know, June is around the corner, and we have a heck of a June planned for you guys. We have a great 1st of June ready to roll with interviews. They include Awaiting Abigail and Convey the Signs.
Two great bands.
We have music by The Unsatisfied, Stadler, Juke Johnson, that's Juke, Jay Jones, DSR. What's that stand for, DSR?
Distant Sun Rising.
I should know by now. Circle of Nero. Nero, N-E-R-O.
From Washington, D.C.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool.
really like that band, so I've been pushing them a little bit.
And by Mr. Moonlight, that is me. Not sure who that's going to be yet, but maybe it'll be.
I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what everybody does.
Yeah, we're going to
Convey the Signs.
A new one next week. Convey the Signs, yeah. I really like that band. They're a cool local Cleveland band. I like their music a lot. And they have a song called Suffering that I really love. And I know they have a new album out, so I'm going to ask them if they want to play something new. But if not, then I'm going for Suffering.
Well, maybe they do.
It's a tactical nuke.
That would be nice.
All right, what else we got?
Okay, continuing, we have Awaiting Abigail, and finally, Diane Baker.
Diane Baker.
A guitarist, singer, songwriter that works with Eddie at BVS. How's it going, Eddie?
And she's making her debut. This is going to be her first time on Outlaw Radio. She came to your birthday party. She hangs out with us. We're going to her birthday party. She's a lovely lady.
That's right.
And so is Judith.
Yes.
Not mad at you because you wouldn't come sit by me.
I can't remember what country she's from. Was it Romania or Hungary? I forget.
She was very cool, and she's super metal. So guys out there, you got to make your way around to Judith. Hangs out with Diana Baker. She's super cool.
You look at her and you would not think metalhead, but
she's probably a wild one, Jim.
I'm thinking so.
Hey, Dave Polizzi said, great show, guys. Hey, thank you so much, Dave. We're trying to be more honest.
So what's this mean? We are also bringing the Beatles conspiracy and a look at a few cool Ohio festivals just around the bend. So I don't know what the Beatles conspiracy is, but that's okay. I think it's a secret at this point.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing John Lennon and the CIA documents about him. We're also going to be discussing Paul McCartney in his car accident, if he really did die and they did replace him with a fraud, Paul McCartney. And there's many conspiracy theories about songs and different things about the Beatles, and I thought it would be fun since you are such a fan, and I like them as well.
Once I'm done with this Elon Musk thing, maybe I'll go to the Beatles for a while.
Yeah, the Beatles and the Beach Boys, they have very strange backgrounds. And the other thing, too, is talking about festivals. There's some super cool festivals coming to Ohio, and I'm going to mention a couple.
You mean now or then?
Now and then?
Yeah, that's the Beatles song, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the newer ones. So what else is happening? We literally, not... What's the other opposite of literally?
Hey, I heard the other day that the word misandry doesn't really exist.
Is that right?
Yeah, a feminist says that misogyny is a word, but misandry is not a word.
So you could hate women, but you can't hate men.
Can't hate men. Men are already hated by everyone, so.
So it's just a given. Why
It's
make
a
up a word for it? I guess.
Yeah, why? Why even have a word for it? Just call us men. And then men equals hate.
So I'm going to read this. We
Okay.
literally are bringing you literally nothing but literally great content all summer long. Literally.
All summer long, baby.
Also, don't forget The Nation. That's our show on Thursday coming up this week. Is coming May 29th at 5:30. Great local Ohio music, Ohio stories, and all our friends. And we have Leslie coming on. We just can't wait.
And here's another thing I want to show you. Off to the right corner, you'll see on Thursday, the 29th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, before we go live with our debut
This is
of
unreal.
Outlaw Radio Nation,
Check this out.
we are interviewing Rudy Sarzo of the band Quiet Riot, Whitesnake, Ozzy Osbourne, Dio, Blue Oyster Cult, The Guess Who, and tons of other bands. This guy is an icon in the rock and roll history from the 80s on up. He was born in Cuba. Mr. Rudy Sarzo will be joining us.
Unreal. That's just, how did you do that? Again, this is the Thursday show, this coming Thursday at 5:30. It's not our Sunday show. So if you miss it Thursday, you could still go to YouTube and you could tune it in and hear this great interview from this great musician.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool. So what's going to happen is Thursday at 2 o'clock, our time, 11 o'clock Pacific time, we'll be going live for a 1-hour exclusive with Rudy Sarzo. And then at 5:30, we're bringing Leslie on and doing an hour show of our debut Outlaw Radio Nation, and that's for our fans. We have music that we're going to play. We're going to talk to Dolores Cannon, and we have a special guest that's going to be sitting right between me and Jim.
That's right. And
right
it's
like
probably
this.
going to be right here, too.
Yeah.
So
Right like this.
I might be
Honk,
here.
honk.
Jeff might be on the other side, and then you have Leslie.
Yes,
in the middle.
sandwiched in the middle
She's
of the
gonna
two
be
of us.
slapping our hands the whole time, probably.
Yeah. He always knocked his microphone down. It's going to be the bread with the sandwich in between.
Oh.
Hey, Diana Baker said a good man is hard to find. Well, there's a good man right here.
Jeff is a pretty
Dang
good
good
man, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Nobody wants a girlfriend, Jim. Jim's like, I don't want a girlfriend. I'm like, I don't want a girlfriend either. I just want somebody to have sex with.
It's too complicating.
Oh, God, yes, it is. It is.
I don't know what I'm going to do half the time. What do I say now? And
even so. Hey, so I also got 10 tickets. Check it out. 10 tickets. And you can see that to the Soap Girls. That's going to be happening in the Token Lounge on Joy Road in Westland, Michigan. That's happening June 21st at 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 7. It's $15 tickets. I have 10 of them. I'll give them to you for free. We have a lot of Michigan fans out there, and we also have bands that live in Michigan. So if you guys want these, hit me up, and I'll send them out to you. Anybody wants these? Come and grab them.
why don't we go?
We
Yeah,
can.
We don't have time.
You
We
wanna
have such
drive-
a busy schedule.
You want to drive to Michigan on the 21st?
Matlock's on at 10, and
Yeah.
in the heat of the night's on at 11, and I'm too busy.
And we have a show the next day on the 22nd, so I don't know if I really want to go all the way to Michigan and then drive all the way back. But Michigan is a great town. There's a lot of cool places there. And go see the Soap Girls.
It's not a bad state either.
We have free tickets for you. All right, Jim.
Okay, that's about it, folks.
That's it. Good night.
No, there's another song or two, I think.
Yeah, there is a couple more songs. We're going to play them in a row as we end out the show. But, yeah, it's been a good time. I look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Another good one, Jeff. There you go, man.
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're showing everybody how to do it.
And Ray, thank you for joining the show. Nice to see you out there. And, hey, man, Diane Baker, thank you so much. Judith, thank you so much for coming on and saying hello to us. Of course, the Paranormal Chef. The Joe Davis Band, Janine Spring, Diane Baker, Dave Polizzi.
Nice.
I want to thank all you guys for joining us today. Professor Paul, thank you so much. Avoid Dead for joining up with us today. I want to thank all you guys. You guys are a blessing, and you have really helped support Loud and Local. Almost did it again. Outlaw Radio. We still have Loud and Local. We're just on hiatus, man.
They're asleep right now over there.
Yeah, they are.
They might awaken, though, one of these days.
Well, let's also say this before we go. We are sponsored by BVS Film Studios. If you guys haven't checked them out, they're your one-stop shop. They have an audio works there by Eddie Temecos, the producer. You could do podcasts. You could do commercials. You could make music videos. You could do just about anything. They have great prices. It's a great location. We did a lot of work with them with Loud and Local. We still plan to do work with them. They do all our short stuff, some of our skits.
What a great place they are, Eddie and everybody else.
Yeah, BVS Film Studios in North Homestead.
Thank you.
Also sponsored by Zenify, this guy.
That's right.
Fantastic product.
You have shingles on your rear end, spray on some of Zenify and the shingles will go away. It's only for surface. It's not for subcutaneous tissue.
If you have bad wiener odor, you could spray it down there. It'll take care of that.
That's true, but you might want to take a shower before you do that.
Yeah. Also, for me, I use it for post-nasal drip. I get it all the time, and it's amazing. It clears you up. It's great for singers out there because it really takes care of the throat irritations.
This is no joke. Jeff actually tried it a couple months ago. I said, hey, he says, man, he's going all the time, post-nasal drip kind of thing. And the story is he said it worked immediately. So there you go. Diane, you might want to try it when you have that post-nasal drip. Let me know how it works if you have any questions.
I got a weird reading from the computer just now.
Low power and we're plugged in?
Low power and I'm plugged in.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I don't know. It's weird. All right, so we've been Outlaw Radio. Zenify, as I said, is one of our sponsors. It's a great product. Check it out. Also, say real quick, Wild Cucumber... Can't speak anymore. It's over with Jim. Wild Cucumber LLC. I'm sorry, guys. I slaughtered your name. But they're a great company. They do decals. They make T-shirts. They do all kinds of cool stuff. Incredible Keepsakes does our shirts. As you can see, Outlaw Radio shirt right there. And this one right here is Enslaved by Chains. They made this one too. Super cool, right? Boom. Also, we are sponsored by the coolest place in Cleveland, non-alcoholic, sober bar, Sacred Vortex.
I think we're going to go Tuesday. I might go.
I don't know if I'm going to go Tuesday.
Well,
I might join you. Jam night? Or no, open mic night?
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I have to see that.
Okay. You never... Well, he's one of our favorite...
activists.
Yes. Liberalism is a...
mental illness.
Mental illness.
Yes, it is.
Conservatism is a gift of God. That's got to piss off half the world.
Yeah, it probably does.
So on that note...
Matt Kuka said he's pinching nipples. Oh, pinching nipples, you both? Yeah, we're pinching our nipples. We're actually showing our shirts off, but it looks like we're pinching our nipples. Oh, Billy! That one's for you, Matt. Looking's for free, but touching's going to cost you. All right, well, we've been Outlaw Radio. We'll see you on Thursday at 2 o'clock when we're here with Rudy Sarzo of the band Ozzy, Whitesnake, Quiet Riot, Dio, Guess Who?
I still can't believe
Oh, my God. The list goes on and on. It's going to be a great 1-hour interview. We're super excited. It's one of my heroes growing up. I love 80s hair metal. So much fun. It's a great time in life when the American dream was still possible. The 80s. Can't get over it. So we're Outlaw Radio. Jim?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Another good show. Thank you. I should talk into the microphone.
Yeah, it's professional.
I'll learn that one of these days. But anyways.
We will get it down. So anyway, we're going to lead off the show. This is Paul Austin, Stop the Rain, followed by Matt Chase, Coming to Ohio, and definitely Joe Davis, Coming to Ohio. You'll love it here. It's a great town. All right, we're Outlaw Radio. Peace. Good night. See you Thursday.
But I sure know where he's gone. No idea trigger, but I know what he done. Now you're running and you're hiding, all confused but still you're clear. I guess I know we had it coming, 'cause the scars show what he's done. All I see is just a woman who's been waiting far too long. Let me put my arms around you, let me carry all your pain. I know you're feeling helpless. I can't stop the rain, I can stop the rain. Make you start to love again, I can stop the rain. Help you start to love again. Say you never trust nobody, never wanna give you heart. Living alone, making a brand new start. I can't stop the rain. Make you start to love again, I can stop the rain. Break out falling chains. Say you never loved nobody, don't wanna give you heart. Living alone, making a brand new start. I can't stop the rain. Try to make you love again, I can stop the rain. Make you start. I understand you're hurting, can't forget what he has done. Nobody ever will believe you as you lifted up your gun. Watch it fall into the floor, calling out your name. Know you had your reasons, I can't stop the pain, I can stop the rain. Make you start to love again. Stop the rain. Make you start to love again. He said, I miss you more every day. She told him, honey, you'll be okay. He said, I can't live without you. She told him, honey, you have to. His hand was shaking on the telephone. They were together but so alone. She hated hearing his voice like that. Then he spoke up with all he had. Oh, why don't you come to Ohio? She said, I'd love to, but I don't know. He said, I just don't want to touch you. This life alone's hard to get through. Can't seem to tell if I'm up or down. I'd like to hold what I have found. These pictures that you're sending me, well, I'm just worried that's all they'll be. So he tried again with a lump in his throat. Oh, why don't you come to Ohio? She heard him sigh, so she did say, I never knew love could be this way. I've been wishing that you could be near. I wanna feel you, but you're not here. I go to work and come home again. Oh, wait for your call every night and then. Every night when I lay my head, I cry 'cause you're not with me in bed. His voice was raspy, but here's what he said. Oh, why don't you come to Ohio? touch you. This life alone's hard to get through. Why don't you come to Ohio? I'd like to hold what I have found. These pictures that are yours sending me. Well, I'm just worried that's all they'll be. So why don't you come to Ohio? Whoa, whoa. Why don't you come to Ohio? She said I'd love to, but I don't know. He said I just don't wanna touch you. This life alone's hard to get through. Why don't you come to Ohio? I'd like to hold what I have found. These pictures that are yours sending me. Well, I'm just worried that's all they'll be. So why don't you come to Ohio? Why don't you come to Ohio?